What's up, everybody? We have got to talk about this live action Halo series that is coming to Showtime. This news broke yesterday. More and more details are coming out about it. So in this video, I want to sift through all of that information, tell you everything we know about the series so far, speculate a little bit about what I think might happen, and basically just nerd out and tell you why I'm so freaking pumped to see a Halo live action series. What is up, YouTube? It is Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. If you love nerdy things, subscribe to this channel. That's what we talk about over here. All right, so let's get right into this. I was actually really surprised to see this news drop yesterday, but yes, Showtime has ordered a full first season of a live-action Halo TV series. The CEO of Showtime, David Nevins, called this our most ambitious series ever, which gives me a lot of hope. Now, just full disclosure, I am a hardcore Halo fan. Absolutely love that series. I think Halo 2 is probably one of the best games of all time. I love the story, and just overall, I've consumed the comics, I've consumed the novels, I've played every single game, so I'm a big Halo fan. So let's get that out of the way. There might be a bit of fanboyishness in this breakdown, but yeah, it is what it is. So let's talk about some of the details that we've uncovered. So essentially, the showrunner of the show is going to be a guy named Kyle Killen. Now, I'm not super familiar with his work. He has a lot of experience. If you go check out his IMDb, most recently, he was a showrunner and executive producer on a series called Awake, which had something to do with a guy in a car crash and then two different realities and things like that. So I don't know. I've heard it's a good series. So that's kind of cool. But the note to me that was more interesting is the fact that director Rupert Wyatt is actually going to be attached to direct several episodes, hopefully the pilot included. And if you're not familiar with Rupert's work, he actually did Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and he did that Mark Wahlberg film Gambler, which I actually think is a very underrated film. I really like that movie a lot. So I like his style, I like his sensibility. I'm excited to see what he brings to a Halo live action series. Now, the press statement or the press release, all that it said about the plot was that this is going to be a dramatizing of an epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant. If you know anything about Halo, this really seems like they're talking more about Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3. The Covenant is this religious grouping of all sorts of different aliens that basically practice this religion of finding these Halo rings, igniting them, and then going through them to travel into the world beyond, or their version of heaven or paradise. Now, you come to find out in those games that those Halo rings are actually weapons of mass destruction that were put in the galaxy to stop an alien threat known as the Flood. It's basically like a parasite space zombie epidemic, and it was so bad in the galaxy that an ancient race known as the Forerunners created the Halo rings as weapons around the galaxy to eliminate completely the threat of the Flood. Somewhere that gets lost in translation, and these prophets way down the line think that going through the rings will bring them to paradise. So that's a thing. We're essentially fighting against the Covenant to stop them from blowing up the entire universe thinking that they're going to heaven. So that's like the basic plot for Halo 1 and Halo 2 and a little bit of Halo 3, although a lot of story points converge at that point, and it's back on Earth and you find out there's a Halo ring on Earth, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of cool stuff and lore to be explored in there, but with that statement alone, it really does seem like they're going to go back and tell the original story of the Spartans, of discovering the Halo, of discovering that there are many Halos, figuring out who the Forerunners were, what the Covenant actually wants, and different things like that. So to me, sounds pretty cool. Now, I think this is a really good move for Showtime. Halo is and was a very hot property. You'll remember that when Halo came out in 2001, it was a huge game. It actually established the Xbox at that time, made Microsoft a player within the gaming world, and you could literally say that everything that Xbox has accomplished from that point had a lot to do with the Halo property. When Halo 2 came out, the game was so popular that they were shopping around the idea for a Halo movie in Hollywood. In fact, you can still find the Neil Blomkamp shorts that he did, which were a series of short films he produced with Peter Jackson, basically using Weta, which is the production company that Peter Jackson did with the Lord of the Rings films, and he uses that company and the tech to build a lifelike warthog, to build the weapons, to have Spartans, to have the brutes and the Covenant, and just all sorts of cool things. I thought those shorts were amazing, and that was back in the day when graphics technology and computer imaging was not as good as it is today. And with the CEO saying this is a very ambitious show, their most ambitious of all time, I assume they're backing up the money truck and we're gonna get incredible visuals in this show. But it is worth mentioning that there have been classic production problems and a lot of failures when it comes to adapting Halo to a live action setting. Peter Jackson shopped around a film, really tried to get it off the ground. That totally fell apart. Steven Spielberg was said to develop a show with Xbox, and they were really working on that, and that sort of fell apart. And then we got the Halo Nightfall series, which was mediocre at best. There was also that really crappy direct-to-DVD movie, which was a Halo ODST film. It almost has nothing to do with Halo, just has Halo for namesake. It's like a horror science fiction movie with the flood. Very weird, not really a good movie. And so there's a lot of challenges that come to it, and I remember when I talked to a lot of people yesterday, there were a lot of people not exactly pumped for this. They said it's gonna suck. Oh, it's not gonna be that great. And I would just point to the Neil Blomkamp stuff and some of the better moments within Nightfall, and you can definitely accomplish a good live action experience with this lore, this mythos, and this world. And so for now, that is all the information that we have. It's a real thing. And these days, with the big fight for this original programming, this IP, with Amazon spending so much on the Lord of the Rings series, with the Star Wars live action show coming to the Disney streaming service, all of these studios need a huge pillar of a show with a built-in fan base that will bring a lot of people to them, and that is what Showtime is doing with this Halo series. I will be there to check it out as a hardcore fan, but I am very interested to know what all of you think about this news. Are you skeptical? Are you super pumped? Are you definitely going to check it out? Are you going to wait and see what people say about it? Whatever your thoughts about it, let me know in the comment section below. Quickly, I want to shout out Lady Mackenzie, who got the nerd card question correct in my most recent Star Wars video. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to Star Wars, so shout out to you, lady. And we're going to do another nerd card question right now. The question is, what was the call sign for the Spartan that is the lead character in the Halo games? This is, of course, the Master Chief, but he has a call sign, very famous. What is the call sign of Master Chief? Answer that question in the comment section below. You can click below to watch more dope videos. You can click our icon to subscribe to get all of our future content. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.